Gimble, come feel there. Rock a bandana like Tupac, I've been there. Rock a do-rag or wave cab, I lay my shit.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Arsenal versus Everton, and the Toffees, they claim their first point of the season in a 2-2 draw against Sheffield United after 3 straight losses in the season. While Arsenal, Arteta, their side secured a breathtaking win over Manchester United a few weeks ago, and the Gunners now have 10 points from possible 12 and now want to make it 5 games unbeaten against Everton, a team that we've struggled to beat when we've gone to Goodison Park. Now, props to Jordan Pickford. He came back from a poor form earlier on in the season with his late contributions that were vital in preserving a point for Everton. Now, following a trio of losses, as I said, those came from Fulham, Aston Villa and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, you'd expect that those are 3 teams that Everton would do well at, and that's probably why they're very disappointed, because they haven't really had tough games yet. And to go in and not get a point from those teams, very disappointing for Everton fans. But the issue is not really scoring goals. I mean, obviously it is, because they didn't score a single goal in the first 3 games. But Everton's problems are also defensively. They've now lost Mina and they've lost Connor Cody, who I rated very highly, who was from Wolves. He was Wolves' captain. And their defence now looks a lot weaker. On top of that, Everton's hopes of welcoming new investment into their club has taken a hit, as MSP Sports Capital have withdrawn from talks. Now, with the lack of noise surrounding the investment over the last few months, Evertonians have been worrying about the current state of their club and the takeover. So it's certainly not good news for Everton, with all of their expensive new stadium currently being built. That's going to linger with them, and quite frankly, from the outside, looks like the club is a mess. Now, for Arsenal, they're in the 5th place because of an inferior goal difference to Liverpool, West Ham and Tottenham. But we play Tottenham next weekend, so we could help with that goal difference in that game. And that's just before Arsenal make their Champions League appearance against PSV Eindhoven. Boy, getting tickets for that game is no joke. But for Arsenal, we just need more goals. And Nketiah is their leading outfield goal scorer with 2. Odegaard and Saka both have 2, but both have also scored a penalty as well. So Nketiah has scored more outfield goals, and he even created one of the penalties that Odegaard scored. But questions are now whether Jesus should start. Who, remember, last time had a 10-game scoring drought last season. So some fans are saying Nketiah should not be dropped and he should continue with the form that he has. Now, that being said, Arsenal's strength last season was from their wingers. Both Martinelli and Saka have had slow starts this season, which is why I would probably start Jesus on the left, where he scored 94 goals in 240 games for Manchester City. And then I would have Eddie up front. That's what I would do. But I mean, Martinelli he's been okay, but he hasn't been lights out, whereas Saka just has not been at the races with another slow start. But this only matters, guys, if Zinchenko comes back. With his leadership skills, they're very effective establishing himself as a left-back who pushes up into the midfield in an inverted position, where the Gunners, a key possessional game, creates a solid attack with the foundation of Zinchenko, which also gave Xhaka and Martinelli the space to shine last season. But this is where Havertz and Martinelli haven't clicked yet. Because of that support, that elite performance from Zinchenko is what we're missing. It just hasn't been good enough on that side. While Trossard, his playing time seems to be diminishing, while Fabio Vieira is growing. Now, the 36 million ex-Porto star is finally showing his class with some great performances, but like many, he's yet to get a first-team start this season. Vieira's high work rate, his desire to keep pushing at defenders, is what's missing from our attackers. It makes him a threat every time he receives the ball. But if he steps into that number 8 role, we would lose something from Havertz there defensively. Havertz is key to the defensive stability in the team, which is so important to the balance, and Arteta will have to find that if Vieira starts. Now, the Gunners haven't left Merseyside with 3 points in a while, and Goodison Park has not been a good hunting ground for them over the last few years. And Dwight McNeil for Everton, he should be fit after recovering from an ankle injury, while Dominic Calvert-Lewin could feature after his recent facial injury as well. Seamus Cole's knee, Jack Harrison hip, Dele Alli groin are going to be a little bit of a problem to make the game. So is Jared Braithwaite, who withdrew from the England under-21 squad this month. But he's expected to shake off the groin injury in time for Arsenal's visit. But I'm not sure if those guys are going to be well enough to start. For Arsenal, there's a brief scare with Gabriel in the week with Brazil. He came off in the first game, but he shook it off and avoided injury, so he should be fine to play in this game. Thomas Partey, however, is still out, and we've received no word on whether he'll be back. Saka allegedly has been carrying an Achilles problem for months, but there's nothing to suggest that the Ballon d'Or nominee will not be fit for Sunday's game. My issue is, why have Arsenal and the England national team continued to play Saka while he's carrying this Achilles problem? This is why young players' careers are at risk. Silly decisions like this happen, and Arsenal have Vieira, they have Nelson, they have Martinelli, who can all fit in on the right. Trossard, Jesus, and Smith Rowe and Nelson could also play on the left. So it's not like we haven't got options. There's plenty of players who can play there. Now, given how Everton are playing at the moment, it would be a major shock if the Gunners do not come out of there with 3 points. It's not so much the result. It's more been about the poor displays from Arsenal over the years. When you consider that no team has had more clean sheets than Arsenal away from home with 10 last season, it's really strange how they're starting to build up these results against Everton. So that's a hoodoo and a bogey team, and we got to put them down straight away. Now, Sean Dyche admitted his squad was stretched against Sheffield United. So for me, I think they're going to go with Pickford, Patterson, Tarkowski, Braithwaite, Young, Onana, Grenier, Gardner, Decor, Danjuma and Beto. That would probably be their squad. For Arsenal, it's going to be Ramsdale, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko. That's your back four and the goalkeeper. Odegaard, Rice and Havertz. And then they're probably going to go with Saka and Martinelli again, and hopefully Nketiah up front. Can Arsenal break the curse, guys? That's what this game's going to be all about. With Everton's ongoing injury woes and their attacking problems, I'm not sure if they're going to make it difficult enough for the Gunners to win. I think, guys, the score is going to be Arsenal 2, Everton 0, with the prospect of Arsenal, for the first time in 6 years, having their first Champions League game. And we could see some players rested in this game, knowing that they'll have to play midweek. So I'm not sure what the team sheet could be like. These are tests that Arteta has to deal with right now. So the game's going to be on Sky Sports Main Event and Premier League, Sunday 4:30. Join us, guys, for the watch along, and I'll see you there. Peace out, guys. Right back at you.
I'm tryna be a black king, yeah.